Hey guys, it's Teacher Mommy, and today we're going to be talking about sea turtles and sea turtle nests. So if you like what you see in here, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel below for more kid-friendly educational videos. Like and leave comments, and just send me your little one's name too in a private message so I could say hello. So today we're going to say hello to Michael and Jean. So sea turtles are such amazing reptiles. So not only do they live in the sea, and they do breathe air, by the way, they do need to come up and eat and breathe air from the top of the ocean, but they also come to shore, after they're 15 years old and later. So they're actually juveniles and pre-adults before then. They just kind of live out in the middle of the ocean, but then when they become mature enough to lay their eggs, they'll come ashore. They'll actually come all the way across. They pick beaches that are similar or close to the ones that they themselves were hatched on. So they've got this amazing capability of navigating the world and using that magnetite in their head and the magnetic lines of the earth in order to find the beaches where they themselves were hatched over a decade earlier. And then those adult females will come up on the shore. They like those steep shores that have that kind of coarse, grainy sand that they can dig into and lay their eggs, and the narrow beaches so that they don't have too far to go on land, because they're kind of clumsy and really heavy, up to 200 and 500 pounds. So it's heavy dragging those bodies across that sand in order to lay their eggs. So I have here a loggerhead turtle nesting area. And I know that because the Department of Natural Resources has marked it off. And they also put mesh on the bottom, which you can see here, and roped it off so that people don't get too close, animals don't get too close, because the biggest predation for the babies are animals and humans. So raccoons and birds and dogs and people digging up their nests and looking for the eggs themselves. So we need to protect them because they are threatened and endangered. And they can be found anywhere along the east coast of North America, from Newfoundland all the way down to Argentina, and then on the west coast all the way down from Alaska down to Chile. So it's amazing. They have huge habitat areas, but most of them are found in the most temperate or warmer waters of the world. So those females will come up, they'll dig a hole, they'll deposit about 100 eggs, and that's called a clutch. And then they'll cover them back over and they'll head back to the ocean. 2 weeks later, a lot of them will come back to the shore, not too far from their first nest, and lay another 100 eggs, which is amazing. So not all of them survive, unfortunately. And because they're so susceptible, to climate change and the degradation or, of the earth, so sometimes when our beaches are being washed away, their habitat is being washed away where they used to put all of their nests. Another big predator of theirs is fishing nets. They need oxygen and air to breathe. And so when they get caught in fishing nets, they're drowning, unfortunately, and that's their number one predation, and it's so sad. So, if you know anybody who's out on the waters, just make sure that they're checking their bycatch and their nets often so that they can let these little fellas go. And same thing when the females are coming to shore, they're only coming in after about 15 years of being out in the open ocean. And so when they're coming to shore to nest, we have to really be careful about the boat traffic, so that they're not being hit when they're coming in. So just to try to give these guys as much of a chance of survival as possible. So this is a loggerhead nest. And so what is a loggerhead? It's one of the largest ones. Like I said, they're about 200 to 500 pounds when they're fully mature. Now these babies are really small, and they're kind of a dark color when they're born, or when they hatch, with white outer trims and then kind of yellow up on the bottom. But when they get to full size, then their carapace, which is the backside, is the top part of their turtle shell. It's more of a reddish brown, kind of a ruddy brown, and then their underside, which is called their plastron, is more of that yellow to tan color. And they have they're called a loggerhead because they've got big heads, and they're really, really powerful jaws to crush all of those mollusks and crabs and horseshoe crabs and conchs. So they are carnivores, which is amazing. So sometimes they'll eat plant material too, but they're primarily carnivores and eat a lot of those mollusks and crabs. So they're good eaters. That's about it from me. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me your questions. These guys will incubate here under the sand for about 60 days or 2 months. And it's actually coming up on the 2 months soon. But, and then depending on the heat of the sand, I call it hot chicks and cool dudes. The warmer the sand, the more chances they're going to be females, and the cooler the sand, the more chances there are to be males. So we'll see. Anyway, bye from Teacher Mommy. Hope you learned something new. Stay curious about this world. Bye.